Merci à vous aussi. Et puis bon courage à vous. Au revoir.
Welcome, everybody, to Conversations with 1 Million Meditators. I am really excited today because I'm here with my very special guest, Sophie Lise. Welcome, 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 girl.
Thank you, Tara. It's a joy being with you. Every time we work together, it sends sparkles everywhere, you know. I love it.
I know, it is such an honor. My soul sisters in the house. Sophie was always drawn to the spiritual side of life, finding joy and beauty in nature and friendships. She has been a therapist for many years, helping her clients with the soul as an energy healer, psychologist, life coach, integrating neuroscience with the peak process and having amazing results. She's led seminars and workshops for personal development. She's an ambassador for 1 Million Meditators, obviously, and guiding us in English and French meditations every single week. And Sophie is currently working on her book and welcoming the changes of this new year. Welcome. I'm excited to have this conversation with you. It's always nice having a soul sister in the house. So, okay, I want to start off by asking you what inspired you to join the movement of 1 Million Meditators. You've got some fabulous meditations, girl. You just got this beautiful vibe and aura about you. I love it. But tell us.
Thank you. Well, what inspired me is that the first time I was on that page, I could feel, you know, the simplicity and authenticity of this movement. I really love that the ambassadors come from all walks of life. Some are healers, some are professionals, some are just, you know, everyday people. And this is fantastic, I find, because it really sends out the message that everyone can meditate and be a part of this. And this is really, really what we want to, you know, convey, is that you don't have to be a Buddhist monk to do this. You don't have to be a therapist. You don't have, you know, to have worked on yourself for years and years. Everybody can go within, find that place and that space within of calm and start creating something new. This is really what it's about. You know, well, we'll talk more about meditation later, but I want to put it out there. Meditation, it's, you know, the seed that you plant in your life, and so many things can grow out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would love for you to share just a little bit more about you and your work and what you do, you know, and how meditations kind of come into your practice and your experience.
Okay. Well, I am a therapist, like you said, and I've been for, I don't know, almost 14 years, I think. I've worked with different tools, but always I kept my focus on the soul and evolution. This is really what gets me going. I love to see people change and evolve to the best they can be, the best versions of themselves, not let themselves be defined by their past, not let themselves be defined by others, by society, by their, you know, their fears and others' expectations, but really be defined by who they are. And this, I think, is something we find when we clear out all the rests and really discover that inside there is so much good, so much potential, so much possibilities. So this is what I try to do, and I think I do wherever I work with people. This is really what I want. Meditation came into my life quite surprisingly, because I come from a family where it wasn't spoken of at all or done at all. And I don't know how really I came across it. I just remembered that when I was 15, I was already trying to meditate, to relax, and to find those spaces where I could connect with higher realms. It was very natural to me. And for many years, I'm going to say I did not have a regular practice, because it came to me so easily that I would just dab in it, you know, whenever I felt like it, which is great in a way, but it was only giving me mixed results, of course. And it's only when I started really meditating regularly that I saw some deep changes.
Yeah, you know, I love that you said that, because there really is that intuition piece. Like, I know I found that for me as well. You know, once I finally was like, okay, I want to know more about meditation and I want to go take some classes and I want to learn about the science. Like, you know, that phase finally came. But in the earlier years, you don't realize how even just like running can get you into that like meditative state. And, at the time I used it as a tool. I didn't realize it was, and, and other things as well. So it's interesting how the intuition kicks in that way. But I really love what you said about the difference between it working and not by having an actual intentional or, practice behind it, the difference between the two, because it, it really is very powerful. I'm curious. I'm so curious because I'm sure you've had this experience. And as you know, here at 1 Million Meditators, we run our global events, and we do have another one coming up here in March.
Yay.
We just came off of the Love
Just
and Light one.
In time for spring. This is going to be very powerful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great. So share with us a little bit about your experience now with this, with global meditation as well, because, we talk about meditation being powerful, but then the impact it has when we collectively do it together is just like, wowza, it's wowza.
This is something different. People have to realize at some point that we're all linked energetically, right? As an energy healer, this is something I see every time I work with people, either, present with me or at the distance. It's amazing how we'll connect to a person and say, I feel something in your knee, or I feel something in your emotions, that type of emotion or another. And we're not even in the same room. We've never met face to face, but it's just because we connect through the energy. And so when we meditate together, it's about the same. We put a collective intention and we meet there, and something amazing happens, that it changes the energy of the collective, because this is so strong. When several people come together and set out an intention, we've seen it, every time in life. If you go with a friend and say, oh, we want to, take that hike, and it's going to be joyous, it's going to be fun. You set that intention with 2, 3, 4 more people, it's going to be all the more powerful than if you do it on your own, right? And with meditation, it's super, super powerful. Why? The science behind it is that you actually activate all of your bodies, of your energetic body. If you're more of a science person, I could tell you that they've done that, with Buddhist monks. They put electrodes on their head and realize that when you meditate, every area of your brain is activated, and you reach a calm, peaceful state where you can actually start creating something new. Because you go into the unknown, as Dr. Joe Dispenza would say, you go into the unknown, you leave the known. So you're not creating from the past. You're not projecting a future based on past experiences. You're opening up to new possibilities.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to pause here and just give a quick shout out to Anna. Hello. Michelle. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Post in the comments below. Let us know where you're from. If you're watching, we always love to say hello to our viewers. It is so powerful, and sometimes people ask me about it, and I like to refer to it as like frequency, because there's definitely like a different vibration, when you walk into a room like with 10 people and there's some vibrant music playing, like you can just feel that uplifting energy versus, maybe walking into a funeral home. I don't like to use it as an example, but it's just a very different energetic feeling that you get. And, that's what I love when we gather together and we really raise that vibration and you feel that energy shift. It's really cool. It's super powerful.
Absolutely. I feel, whenever a group of people sets an intention, we create kind of like a bubble of energy. And we every day we get to choose what kind of energetic bubble we want to feed and be part of. And that's why I totally advise against watching the news or stuff like that, because then you're feeding and being fed very negative energy most of the time. So I really advise, getting your news from different sort of media and really rather reading them, so you keep your critical mind, awake, than being fed images that will just set you in a very, scared state from the beginning of your day. And it's the same with meditation, choose well what you want to feed. But here at 1 Million Meditators, we're really all about, self-love, loving the planet. We've kept it very simple so that, maximum of people can join and feel they're, going in the direction that speaks to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And hello, we've got Eric saying hello and Tom as well. That's awesome,
Hello,
guys.
guys.
Of
Thank
course,
you so much for joining. Yeah.
yeah, it's fun. We can feel all your energies. So, share some hearts and some flags, and it's fun. So Sophie, you speak in 2 languages. You speak French and English. And so of course you offer meditations in that. And could you've also got, I know, some workshops and I'm drawing a blank. You've got some juicy stuff coming up, so I want you to be able to share that with everybody.
Okay,
because then they
at
can
the
find
big,
out,
exactly.
more
At
about
the
you,
end
how to
of the
work with you.
year,
Yes.
at the end of the year 2020, I set the intention of working more internationally. And I think, being here with 1 million meditators was one step in the right direction, but I wanted to expand more. And so I put that intention, in the universe. And a couple days later, I was contacted by a fantastic woman, Dorian Madreperla from the United States, from the Limitless Academy. I've intervened in a retreat, and now I'm going to give a masterclass on emotional eating on February the 7th. I feel there is so much to do in our world right now. So much is shifting, and so many people are asking for guidance and are ready to receive it and implement it into their lives. Those are really exciting times, I find.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can post the links below in the show notes afterwards where to find out more information about Sophie's upcoming events and workshops and your website and all that other juicy stuff.
I've also launched a new program, but it's in French right now, so I'm going to launch it in English, I guess, pretty soon as well. And it's about reinventing yourself consciously, because life is all about change, and most of the time we stay in our comfort zone as adults. When we're kids, we want to change. When we're teenagers, we still want to change and grow. But when we're adults, we set up our routines and we feel we're comfortable, we know where this is going. But life keeps throwing things at us, because life is all about changing all the time and evolving. And so I thought, what about teaching people and showing them how they can go with the flow, go with life, make it an ally, so that change becomes an ally and really not obstacles anymore. And you can embrace it and transform everything all the time.
Yeah, perception, right? Perception is such a powerful tool that can be used to kind of, just shift where you're at in your experience and look at it from a different way. And, bring in that piece of gratitude, because sometimes I feel like when things show up that maybe seem a little bit shaky or uncomfortable, having gratitude, for the experience of it all, it can be really, really a powerful shift in your energy surrounding the circumstances or situation.
Yeah, recently I heard, I'm following Mind Valley Quest as well, and John Butcher from the Life book was saying, when you're in gratitude, you can't hold a negative feeling at the same time. This is a very special emotion. And it's true. The moment you start saying, wow, thank you for this, I'm so grateful for this, you feel your whole, heart chakra opening. And this is something I wanted to share with the viewer. I mean, really try it. Have a gratitude journal. Just say thank you for 3 things in the morning, 3 things at night. So easy. Such a little, routine to set up, and it can really, really change your mindset a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you said that. It doesn't need to be like a complicated process. It can be, like you just said, 3 things in the morning, 3 things at night, and just keep it that simple. It's more about implementing the tool and the step and experiencing the results than not doing it all or waiting for the perfect time. Do you find that sometimes, Sophie, like I get that sometimes I hear a lot from people like, oh, I want to start this, but I have to wait. I've got, this is happening or that's happening. And really just kind of recognizing that it doesn't necessarily need to be this big drastic change, that these very small little things that we can implement in our daily life.
I think there's exactly. I think whenever something shows up in our life is that we're ready, whether we believe it or not, and it's up to us to up level to it instead of saying, oh no, I'm not ready. I'll wait next year, next time, next person. No, if it shows up and if we feel it's right for us, then we should go for it instead of judging ourselves. I'm not good enough. I'm not ready enough. I don't have that diploma. Life is offering you exactly what you're ready for. I think life never makes mistakes. And we're judging ourselves way too harshly most of the time.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Now, I'm wondering if I could ask you, would you take us through a little short experience of yours in French or English, either way? Because I feel like meditation experience translates. You know what I mean? When we're getting into that sacred space, but I think it'd be really beautiful if you gave us just a little bit of Sophie love, so that
and this is not something we talked about before. Tara is springing this on me.
I did just spring this on her, actually, but I know she's really good at this. I'm sorry, Sophie.
No problem. It's fun. I love it.
I really feel like it'd be great for everybody to have a little bit of experience of, even just a few minutes. And because you do have your show every Mondays called Being the Light on 1Million Meditators, where they can find it in both French and English. So
yeah.
Everybody,
right. Well,
everybody get comfortable.
Get comfortable wherever you are. Find a place where you can, either sit or lie down, and maybe close your eyes. Take a couple deep breaths, and breathe in peace and light, and really, really see that peace and light. You could visualize it as ray of light, sparkle of lights, just really setting in your body, setting in your cells, and feeling that it's coming into your body, that light. It's yours, it's for you to regenerate. It's always there. You are made of that light. And keep on breathing that light. Keep on taking deep breath, deep, slow breath, and breathing in that light. And now realize that the light inside of you is growing and growing to the point that you're radiating this light. You're radiating it, touching every wall in the room you're in, nourishing every living being in the room you're in. You radiate it more and more. It's filling up your house, filling up your neighborhood, your building if you're in a building. And you feel that you have that power. You are a being of light, radiating light all the time. And now you may choose to just scan your body and see if there's a little tension anywhere and give it permission to go. So you can go into a deeper state of peace, contentment. And become more and more aware of who you are, of your possibilities, your potential. You become more and more aware of the light that you're radiating, and that you get to choose where you want to direct it, who you want to share it with, and why. And as you let those answers come to you, don't judge them. Everything is fine. Everything is correct. Those are your answers for today. If they surprise you, I'll invite you to write them down when we're finished. And very calmly, very peacefully, come back to your body, come back to your senses. Become conscious of the space you're in. And whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I
You're
feel
welcome.
amazing. Can you imagine what it would be like spending Mondays with Sophie now? And that was just a tiny little piece of it. And I really appreciate that.
You're
It's
welcome.
lovely. It was very, very lovely. Sophie, so one of the things I wanted to ask you about is you've got a book that you're writing, and I wanted to ask you about it because I'm excited to hear about this book. I know there's some juiciness going on. I've been hearing you you'll have 4 pages of the book, but also just how powerful writing really is, and how powerful it can be used as a tool. But first,
yeah,
can you give us any details about the book? Is it top secret?
Yes.
Do you know anything?
Yes. It's a very spiritual book. I'm writing it with my soul, so it's a dialogue with my soul. And it's lessons from my soul that I'm writing down. So it's kind of weird doing it because it's not like I have a plan. It's my soul who's directing it. So whenever I say, okay, I'm going to write down, I don't even know what I'm going to write. The subject comes and then bam, my soul gives me a lesson, and then I have a little dialogue with it, and that's how it's done.
I love it. I absolutely love it. But it really is like, journaling, brain dumping, like being able to write, it's such a powerful way to release.
And it changes my life too. It's amazing because sometimes I will reread it and I'm like, oh my God, this was for me too, and it applies to my life in such a perfect way right now. But it's not so personable that I will feel, oh, this is only for me. I can feel that it has more of a universal, a value, or hopefully, but I can sense, okay, my soul is trying to tell me something as well. I should listen because it applies usually in a very perfect way.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. So each week here on Conversations with 1 Million Meditators, we do this little fun love share where we send out, it's kind of like the Care Bear stare, but we do a love share out. So this week for me, my love share is going out to all the extra hands that have been helping me out on my renovation. I really appreciate you. So thank you so much for making my life a little bit easier through this process. I love it. Sophie.
My love share goes to my Power Pod Women group that you're part of. You know that I'm so grateful. Totally goes out to my Circle of Light group on Telegram too. That I've created this group a couple weeks ago, and people are so amazing. They will share meditation that they've recorded themselves and support each other in such an amazing way. And to me, this is the way of the future. I think we should all have groups like that, whether it's within our families, group of friends, but also I find it so powerful with people you don't really know, but maybe you share an interest with. And if you're in that same, high frequency vibration of giving, being grateful, being supportive, go for it. Create a group. We have so many tools for that now, and it is such a blessing. All the groups I've been on lately, I think they've spurred me to create so much more, to be more inspired, more confident. It is really interesting and
I
important.
love that one. So we've got big love shares this week that we are sending out.
Totally.
Okay, so what if I could give you a magic wand and put it in your hand and you could wave it?
Well, if I had a magic wand, I would love to see people becoming more aware of their own power, more empowered, realize that they're so much freer than they think to embody their dreams and do exactly what they want. I feel each and every one of us has a unique potential. The way I look at humanity, for me, it is like a huge orchestra, and everybody, absolutely everybody has a note to play. And most people, they don't know that. They think, oh no, I'm totally replaceable. I don't matter. But no, you do. And if you listen to an orchestra, you'll feel, sometimes you hear the piano for a long time, but sometimes there's that little triangle thing. But without the triangle, it's not the same. So even if you feel like you're the triangle, play it, play your note. We need you. We love you. We see you.
Absolutely. Using your voice is so powerful right now, especially these days. And you are valuable. Remember that we are all equal. and you are just as valuable, and your voice is just as valuable as everybody else. So that was, I was going to ask you, I'm like, what do you want to leave us with before you go? And that was a pretty good one.
Well, yeah, that would definitely be what I would, leave people with: be empowered, invest in yourself. So many times, and I've been guilty of that too. Well, think, no, I need my money to buy things for others. I need to save my money for rainy days, for whatever. And then we forget to invest in ourselves, and we need to do that because we're our first, we're our only priority. The moment I'm happy, I'm going to be a light and a joy into the life of others as well. So it's really not selfish to do that. It is so important. Invest, in a massage, in a therapy session, in a retreat. Invest in yourself, and it's going to change your life and benefit everybody around you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us. And thank you so much for your time today, giving us a little taste of Sophie and your experience. And really, really such an honor to have you here today. And for those of you watching, again, thank you for joining us. Post in the comments below where you're from. If you have any questions, look for the links for where you can find Sophie below in the show notes. And if you are watching or listening to this as the podcast, we would love a review from you, and tell us how this was. We would love to know. So
Absolutely.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Tara. It's always such a pleasure having a talk with you. And,
yeah, it is. It's
thank
so
you.
wonderful. It's so wonderful. Thank you so much. And we will be back next week. I've got a bit of a surprise. If you guys have seen the movie The Secret, well, check it out. Check out the trailer. But we have Joe Vitale joining us as a special guest next week right here on 1 Million Meditators. Bam. So we're pretty excited.
Exciting.
We're very
Wow.
excited. So stay tuned for that. It is coming up next week. And again, check for the notes for where we can find Sophie below. She is absolutely amazing. And look for her show every Monday called Doing the Light, right here on 1 Million Meditators. Thank you to all of those that have joined us.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye for now.
Namaste.